what placement inside the birth chart truly represents who you are as an individual, right? So now a lot of you people that probably learned this from Western or tropical astrology, y'all may have learned a lot of things incorrect, right? Because a lot of you all don't go to the ancient text source material. Very few of you all even know what the tetrabiblos even is, right? You see what I'm saying? But you know what all the 12 signs are. You know what Uranus is. You know what the vertex is. But you don't even know what the tetrabiblos is. You don't even, some of y'all don't even know what Hellenistic astrology actually is in general, right? But today, I'm going to be focusing more on the Vedic astrological lens, the Vedic astrology side of things, right? So now, when we talk about identity, right? So what you could say, hey, well, Rex, the whole birth chart is you. Yes, the whole birth chart is you, but you have to understand this as well. The birth chart, it not only encompasses you and your own individual life. You can see your mother in there. You can see your father in there, your siblings. You can see all that. Okay, so, but guess what? Those are ruled by specific planets and specific houses. So, okay, where are you at, right? You see what I'm saying? Like the fifth house is the house of children, right? But it's still also your house of what? Creativity, artistic and self-expression, things of that nature, right? So that's what I really want to kind of like really like buckle down on today, right? So now we gonna go ahead and get started. So now let's start with the actual moon, right? So now the moon is you, right? The moon is your mind, it's your emotions, it's how you feel, it's how you perceive things, it's how you like, oh man, listen, I just don't feel good today, or oh man, I just see things in this way, or I just feel like stuff should be there. Yeah, that's basically the moon, essentially, right? The moon is what memory, right? It's like, okay, listen, if you see something and that image or that situation or that event or that emotion sticks with you, you can always like remember that feeling. Hell, you can even remember smells. I'm pretty sure y'all like especially like in y'all grandma's house, one of y'all aunties or uncles or whatever, they start a house to smell a certain way. And when you gotta get out into the real world, it's like some weird thing that pulls you back into that mind frame. You might actually smell like a perfume or scent or cologne. You're like, damn, this reminds me of so-and-so house, right? See, that's more of the moon. That's what the moon is, right? The moon is the emotions, it's the memory, it's the perception aspect, right? But check this out. The sun. The sun is the actual soul, right? Please understand this. The sun is the actual soul, right? But guess what? The soul is inside of you has not always belonged to you as an individual. What do I mean by that? And that's where we have to understand the ascendant or the rising sign, right? So now, the first house is the actual house of self, right? It's the house of who you are in this lifetime, right? But the first house rules over what? The physical body, right? So now the soul specifically, right, goes inside of your actual vessel, right? And whatever karmas it has accumulated from previous life cycles, you will get there, right? I'm gonna give you a prime example. Let's say, for instance, the soul that's inside of you has been in like 5 different lives, right? You see what I'm saying? You are the fifth, right? So everything that this life went through, boom. Okay, the soul has took that energy on and it bring it to this life, and everything that the soul took from the life previous to that, and also the same energetic frequency that the life it was in carried, boom, go to the next one, then boom, it's down to you, right? So you gotta understand, listen, now those different vessels are different people, right? I'm gonna give you a prime example. I'm Rex right now. I could have been James in the past. I could even been a woman in the past. I could have been a Filipino man in the past. It really goes like that because the soul itself goes through reincarnation, right? That means when a physical vessel consistently drops, guess what is going to happen? The soul that is inside the physical vessel will keep traveling, right? It will keep traveling like in the spiritual realm, whatever you all want to call it, until it finds like a new vessel to be born in so it can start trying to exhaust those karmas that it actually has, right? That's what the sun, or that's what the soul does, right? So the soul is the reason why we exist. Please understand that I'm with y'all. The soul is the deepest part of you, right? But it's not solely just you. It's what gives you the capacity to be alive in this lifetime, right? But the ascendant, the first house, the rising sign, y'all listen, that is who you are. In the Vedic astrological lens, that's who you are. So, see, a lot of people in Western and tropical modern astrology, y'all teach it like, well, it's just the mask, it's how you interact with the world. The mask is, listen, that's bullshit. No, that's from tropical teaching, right? In Vedic astrology. The ascendant is called the lagna, right? The lagna means to attach. I have a whole course about this too. I have a whole course on this shit. But it's called the lagna, right? So the job of the lagna is to attach, right? You like, but to attach what? The soul to a physical vessel, right? So the soul has been in this body, this body, this body, boom. Now it's going to you specifically, right? In whatever zodiac sign was rising over the eastern horizon once you were born. As soon as you came out the womb, that's the zodiac sign that you are meant to embody. You see what I'm saying? You are literally born on earth under a certain sign. That's literally your role in this lifetime. That's literally your identity in this lifetime. I really need people to understand that, right? So, like I said, the sun is the deepest part of you, right? The sun is immortal. The sun, listen, the soul never dies, right? But the physical vessel does, right? So guess what? You are not permanent. You are impermanent, right? Which means that you will not always be sustained, right? Which means that this is kind of more of like a singular lifetime, a singular certain amount of karma that you have to get fulfilled and done and put out and accumulate and all. So listen, and that's all up to you. It's all up to you dealing with the past life baggage you had from previous lives. But not only the past life baggage that you have from previous lives, also the good and amazing karma that you are trying to generate now for like the future. You see what I'm saying? Once your vessel goes on, the soul say, hey, you know what? Listen, all my journeys and all my karma, I still got a lot of karma on me. I got to get this shit off of me. I need to get this off of me, right? So guess what? You making stuff better with that soul for the actual next vessel that the soul goes into. Real talk, right? That's really honestly kind of how it works. So when we talk about identity, you got to understand the first house inside of Vedic astrology rules over the physical head. It also rules over the physical head in tropical astrology. Does the physical head sound like a mask? Now, some people will get really, really smart and try to be technical and say, well, technically, Rex, the body in and of itself is a mask because the soul is who you truly actually are. And I understand where they're trying to come in with that, but no. That ain't what I'm talking about. Yeah, hell no, that's not what I'm talking about. I understand that viewpoint, but no, that's just an incorrect way of looking at shit, right? You have to understand this. Excuse me. In Vedic astrology, it rules the physical body, it rules the physical head, and it also rules the organ of the brain, and it's also the first house that is responsible for your intelligence, right? Does any of this sound like a mask? Does any of this sound like it's just how you appear to people? No. Hell no. That's not, it's a matter of fact, the first house is how you appear to people. But when people say that's just what it is, you are really your moon, you're really your sun, you are everything in your birth chart. But when we are trying to sit here and literally pinpoint identity, we have to be aware of what the hell that we actually talking about. And that's real talk. We have to be aware of what we're talking about. So whenever you want to say like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a prime example. If you are born under the zodiac sign of Virgo, guess what? That's your identity in this lifetime, right? All those themes that Virgo rules over it's going to play out inside of your actual life, right? Now you might say, well, it really hasn't for me. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Sometimes it might not really play out the way that I'm saying it. Because you have weak ascendants, strong moons, weak moons, strong suns, weak suns, right? So if the planet that controls your ascendant is weak, or your ascendant, your rising sign is afflicted, right? Meaning like it's kind of more damaged, and your moon or your sun is stronger, you might resonate more with that part of you than your actual overall life identity. Your overall life identity is still your overall life identity. Real talk, right? It's the path that you have been set on. It's one of the major tasks you have been guided with. Think about it. The ascendant or the rising sign or the first house, you literally can't even find what house anything is unless you have the ascendant. Think about it. You are able to access all these charts and like the draconic chart and all this other stuff that y'all Western astrologers and tropical astrologers love to do, or the Vedic astrologers with the Vargas and stuff like that, divisional charts. You can only access that through the ascendant, which is the time of birth and the state and city of birth, right? That's the only way you can access that. Think about it right now. People are being born right now as we speak, right? All of them are not going to be the same people. But guess what? All these planets are in the same zodiac sign constellations right now. Is that not the truth, right? Why they going to be different? Because the ascendant, that rules over the actual entire life identity. And every single degree of the ascendant matters, right? You have 30 degrees, right? 30 degrees, right? So guess what? A 10 degree Aries is not going to be the same as a 20 degree Aries. We need to really understand that. A 1 degree Virgo is not going to be the same as a 7 degree Virgo. Please, we really, really, really need to understand that. I think a lot of people don't really understand how serious and how serious and how much that actually needs to be paid attention to, right? Because we have a lot of people out here just saying a lot of nonsense. We have a lot of people out here just saying a lot of nonsense. And I really feel like that is strongly an issue, right? That's why we have so many people who like doubt astrology, right? Because you were never looking at stuff correctly from the jump. You was never looking at stuff correctly from the actual get-go. So like I said, listen, think about it. The first house is literally the house of self. The second house, family. Third house, younger siblings. Fourth house, mother. Fifth house, children. Sixth house, like co-workers, people in your daily routines, courts and stuff or whatever. Seventh house, like relationships. Eighth house, like your spouse's family, other folks' resources and stuff. Ninth house, your teachers, your gurus. 10th house, your bosses, your co-workers, your status. 11th house, friends, network circles. 12th house, foreign lands, people in foreign lands, people in isolated places, jails, asylums. Every other house does rule over somebody else, right? Specifically, right? From the regular traditional frame, not the Bhavan frame, right? But the first house is the only house that rules self, you as an individual. So it should be very obvious to understand. Think about it. If your moon, listen, do you know how many people was born on the same day you was born? Y'all all got the same every placement, but y'all are completely different people, right? Because of the ascendant factors. And it goes even deeper than just the regular ascendant. In those other higher divisional charts, listen, it get really, really serious, right? Because you can be the same ascendant born in the same time frame, right? Like I said, degrees still matter. But even being off by 1 minute could change who you are, like completely, from the other person born on the same minute as you, right? So that's what I think everybody really need to truly understand, y'all. Listen, the ascendant, the first house, the rising sign, that is you. That is the path you are meant to actually tread down and walk, right? That is you. I mean, it is literally the house of self and individuality, right? It's just who you are. Independence, right? That's why Aries is the traditional ruler of it, right? So if you ever are really trying to understand, okay, what the ascendant is, there you go. But until then, I will holler at y'all later.